Good morning, everyone. Paul Rupel here with Fox 29 News Now. Hope you're having a great Thursday. We are about to take you to a news conference where Philadelphia police are about to announce an arrest, that they've arrested and charged a woman in connection with the death of a toddler whose remains were found buried in the Logan section of Philadelphia. Police arrested and charged this woman, 33-year-old Nyesha Corbett. She's charged with murder, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. 1-year-old Alicia Barnes was found buried in Kemble Park, right across the street from Central High School at Ogons and Alney. We don't know how long the child had been buried there. More details will be released at a press conference that's about to be held. Here is some video of the scene where the discovery was made. Again, we're awaiting a Philadelphia police news conference on this woman charged in the murder of a 1-year-old girl. Let's take a live look at the podium there. We'll bring that to you as soon as it happens. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at your weather in the Philadelphia area. This is a shot of outside our Old City Studios in Philadelphia. Currently, it's a chilly 44 degrees right now. Dew point's pretty low, 28 degrees, and we've got some winds out of the west at 8 miles per hour. Taking a look at Doppler radar, there's not much to see there. Pretty quiet at this time. Here are your current temperatures. Oh, sorry, these are a little outdated. Let's take you back to the city shot. Oh, let's take you to the news conference. Right now it's just getting underway.
She's 32. She was the caregiver of 22-month-old Alina Barnes. She's been charged with homicide and homicide by suffocation. Alina Barnes' cause of death from the medical examiner was suffocation. Last Tuesday, on October 9th, we recovered surveillance video that shows Miss Barnes exiting the apartment complex at 5600 Ogons Avenue, carrying the child who we believed to already be deceased in a child carrier. Ms. Corbett then takes the child across the street into the park area off of 16th and Alney and returns to the apartment complex. Following week on Monday, Ms. Corbett had disclosed to her mom that the child went missing. Ms. Corbett's mom did the right thing and contacted the police. A search was initiated as a tender age with the Special Victims Unit and Patrol. A canine dog was able to locate a body buried in a very shallow grave in that wooded area off of 16th and Alney. That was excavated. We recovered the body of Alina Barnes that Tuesday morning.
What made you guys think of the caregiver after the mom reported became missing?
Excuse me?
What made you guys think of the caregiver?
Well, she had led us to where the body was, and.
But how did you?
It was the caregiver's mom that reported it? Or the child?
Well, Ms. Corbett disclosed to her mom that the child had gone missing. She was obviously having problems, no doubt dealing with what had happened.
So the suspects told her mother, the suspect's mother?
Ms. Corbett disclosed to her mother, yes.
Okay. Who is the mother of the child?
The mother of the child is Brooke Barnes. She is 32 and she's in custody in Montgomery County, unrelated to this. The child's father is Descon Diggs. He's 33. Mr. Diggs and Miss Corbett have a 4- and a 5-year-old together that are being cared for by Miss Corbett's mother. And
Is
Miss,
Corbett related to any of the parents? Is the suspect related to any of the parents of the
no, Mr. Diggs left his child by another woman in the care of Miss Corbett.
Who's his girlfriend? Or,
Yes,
oh.
her current girlfriend.
Timeline-wise, the surveillance video was from what date? And then what date did you get the call that this baby was missing?
Well, this is October 9th that we have the surveillance video recovered from.
And then you got the call.
Late on Monday the 15th. And then the baby was discovered, the child was discovered early morning hours of the 15th, and we did the excavation that morning.
Were you able to determine that the cause of suffocation because of the medical examiner's report, or did
That was the medical examiner's determination.
Has Ms. Corbett admitted to doing any of it?
Well, we're not going to discuss the confessions.
How long had the child been in the makeshift grave?
Well, this is again from Tuesday to 9th to the early morning hours of Monday. Well, it's actually Tuesday to Tuesday. Yeah.
So about a week.
About a week, yes.
Had decomposition begin to set?
Clearly, yes.
Okay. Just for clarity, the mother of the deceased child also has a 4 and 5-year-old child.
Yes.
And all 3 of the children were being watched by your defendant.
We believe the 4 and the 5-year-old were with the mother of Miss Corbett.
The mother of Miss Corbett, and the baby was being watched by
Miss Corbett.
Miss Corbett. Okay. Could you spell the mother's name?
I'm
The
not.
mother of the child.
Corbett. It's Corbitt.
And the first name.
Nyesha. Nyisha.
Okay. And then spell your defendant's name.
That's the defendant.
Oh, okay. That's the defendant.
Oh, that's not the mother of the child. The biological mother of the child is Brooke Barnes.
Brooke Barnes.
Yes. Common spelling. Brooke.
Common spelling. And then the father of the deceased child's name. Could you spell that?
It's Descon. Descon. Last name Diggs. Diggs.
And how long had Miss Corbett been watching the child who died?
For several weeks, we believe.
And you said that's because the mother of the deceased child is incarcerated?
She's incarcerated in Montgomery County, yes.
Do you know for what?
I believe retail theft, if I'm not mistaken.
Retail theft. And the father of the deceased child, where is he? Is he free? Is he incarcerated?
He's cooperated with us during the investigation, and he lives in West Philadelphia. Sir?
Yeah, where was he last week when the baby became missing?
He was working as a Lyft/Uber driver.
And he never noticed the baby?
He left the child in the care of Miss Corbett.
Is DHS involved at all?
Yes.
Hearing a case like this, dealing with a case like this, really young life, just your reaction, your response, I guess, to something like this, pretty sensitive.
It's a terrible tragedy. For a child to meet an end such as this, this shouldn't happen to no one.
Did the medical examiner indicate that there's any type of other abuse to this child aside from suffocation?
That's all we have right now.
Did Miss Corbett tell you why she suffocated the child?
We're not going to discuss what Miss Corbett told us, sir.
Does it seem like she may have any mental health issues or anything like that? Or what you guys have gathered so far?
She's very distraught.
Who has the other 2 children right now?
Miss Corbett's mother.
Still has them?
Yes.
Is DHS looking at them?
I'm sure they are.
Were they living in the same apartment?
Yeah. Did Corbett and her mom, the
Well,
suspect and mom?
Miss Corbett was staying in another family member's residence on Ogon, so it wasn't her apartment, nor was it the apartment of Mr. Diggs.
Okay, I just have a question because I think I may have the incorrect spelling of the baby's name. I have Alicia.
No, I have Alina, Alina Barnes.
A-L-I-N-A.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you use the father's first name?
Again, it's Descon, Descon.
And just so I understand, the 2 other children are Miss Corbett's children, or are...
The 4 and 5-year-old are children by Miss Corbett and Mr. Diggs. The decedent child is the child of Mr. Diggs and Miss Barnes, who's in Montgomery County.
How long has she been incarcerated for?
I don't have that information.
Foresee any charges for anyone else in this case, or it's still too early?
It's still too early, but there is a potential for that.
Does the suspect have any priors? You guys know?
Yeah, she has 7 prior contacts.
Any?
No, I mean prior, like a rap sheet, like a,
Yeah, Miss Corbett has 7 priors.
you know what to say what they are. What are some of them?
I don't know offhand.
You don't know.
She was arrested 5 times in Philadelphia and 2 in the county.
What was the charge? What kind of charge?
I don't have that offhand. All right.
Anything violent in?
No. All right. Here's some arrest photos. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have you released those yet?
I'll hold for these guys up here, okay?
Again, you've been watching a Philadelphia police news conference about the murder of a 1-year-old girl whose body was found in Kemble Park. Here you see police are putting up a mugshot of the suspect. They say she is Nyesha Corbett. Sounds like a very sad story about apparently Miss Corbett's mother was watching the child for the actual mother of the child, who is in custody in Montgomery County in an unrelated court case. And for whatever reason, the murder allegedly occurred, and it took about a week from the discovery to charges being filed in this case. Corbett faces a murder charge, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Again, 1-year-old Alicia Barnes was found buried in Kemble Park, right across the street from Central High School at Ogons and Alney. We don't know how long the child had been buried there. We did find out during a news conference that the child had apparently been buried there about a week, and charges being announced by Philadelphia police this morning in the case. Paul Ruppel here again with you at Fox 29 News Now. Let's get you some other stories from our region. Our Sabina Kiriakos was in Fishtown this morning, where a water main break had shut down a section of Girard Avenue. The community was waking up to water this morning. Crews spent the night working on that water main break. They say up to 5 million gallons of water gushed into the street, and it may have made some of your commutes wet one this morning. Here's Sabina's report from the scene.
This mess just keeps getting bigger before it can get better. You can see water department crews drilling and digging here, trying to get to this 20-inch water main that broke about midnight tonight. In fact, let's go to video of just after all of this happened. 45 million gallons of water spilling and pouring across Girard Avenue. This is between Frankfort and Marlboro. Now again, because they had to shut down this water main, there are several businesses and homes in the area that remain without water. In fact, across the street from us here on Girard Avenue, 2 blocks are the ones that are affected. There's a dry cleaners, a veterinary hospital, and also a daycare. We actually spoke with one of the daycare workers she was really the only one who was even able to get into the office this morning, and she spent the time that she was there calling all the parents of her 25 kids to tell them they got to make other arrangements because the daycare is not open today. Let's listen.
I'm up about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I saw it on the news, so a couple of the parents text me, and then I came all the way down Frankfort Avenue to Thompson, and I parked at the first spot. And then this way, I just thought, get in here, and I tried the water, and we had no water. So I called my boss, and then I thought, okay, let's get this, get this started. I have to call all the parents. So I really can't talk too much.
Sure, yeah. So how many parents is that?
It's a lot of parents. I got one girl coming in now that's going to help.
And again, the roadway here on Girard Avenue between Frankfort and Marlboro is going to be closed for really an indefinite period of time, because once the water department has the water main fixed, the city is going to have to come in and repair the really heavily damaged road out here. So again, no word on when these businesses or homes as well are going to get their water back. In Fishtown, Sabina Kiriakos, Fox 29 News.
Again, that was our Fox 29's Sabina Kiriakos reporting on the water main break. Hopefully service is restored and folks are, the community is back to normal soon. Let's take a quick look at the stock market. As you can see right now, the Dow Jones Industrial is at 25,582. Down 125 points at the moment. This after a pretty good day yesterday. The market rallied and made up for some of the losses from last week's down sessions. Right now, Fox Business is reporting that stocks are lower on interest rate concerns. So we'll keep an eye on how the market does today. Here in town, the number of stolen cars has jumped 6% in Philadelphia this year. Police say drivers are making it too easy for the thieves. Exactly 4,513 vehicles have been stolen. In many cases, the car was left unlocked with the keys inside and the engine was running.
First and foremost, know where your car keys are at all times and maintain control over them, especially when you're out in public. For example, you're out shopping, dining, or at a bar. Do not leave your keys inside your vehicle while parked. That, especially even if it's in front of your residence or in your personal driveway. And most importantly, the winter months are approaching. People like to leave their keys in their vehicle while the engine is warming up. Please do not do this. Do not leave your vehicle unattended running.
That was Captain Jason Jones, the Philadelphia Police Department's Major Crimes Unit, speaking there. Most stolen cars are eventually recovered, but a lot of them, especially the older models, are quickly sold for scrap. Here's a live look at the Benjamin Franklin Parkway here in Philadelphia. We're missing some of our weather graphics today. You saw they might have been a little bit outdated earlier, but let's get you some of what we have here. It's 46. We've already warmed up 2 degrees since we started the broadcast. Dew points at 26 degrees. Wind out of northwest. Winds are pretty stiff right now at 18 miles per hour. The first widespread frost is possible across a good portion of our area tonight. So make sure you check the forecast tonight on your Fox 29 Weather Authority app. Watch the 5 and 6 o'clock news and the 10 and 11 to get the latest details on that. It was a chilly one overnight last night. A lot of areas dropped into the 30s. We're warming back up quickly, up to 46 right now. Looking at a high of about 60 degrees today, I believe. received word last night that some Philadelphia's very own are on their way back home after helping the relief efforts of Hurricane Michael. Pennsylvania Task Force 1 headed down south earlier this month. They brought a convoy of 12 trucks filled with supplies and 45 first responders to the Gulf Coast of Florida and Alabama. They rode out the hurricane at an Air Force base and then helped with water rescues. And I read that they were helping with searches in the area, perhaps back into Louisiana and Alabama as they were down there. So good to have them on their way home now after their mission to help in the aftermath of Hurricane Michael, which devastated parts of the Gulf Coast. You can see these were the crews preparing for the mission before they headed out. Right now, let's get you a live look at conditions around our area. Here are our Fox 29 weather cams. Beautiful shot of Allentown, Pennsylvania there. We're going to take you around the loop so you can see conditions across our viewing area. Hello again, everyone. President Donald Trump is lashing out over a caravan of Central American migrants trying to reach the United States, saying that if Mexico does not stop the effort, he will use the military to close our southern border. Here's a live look at Capitol Hill. Here are a couple of the president's tweets from this morning about this issue. It says he's watching the Democratic Party led because they want open borders and existing weak laws, assault on our country by Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, whose leaders are doing little to stop this large flow of people, including many criminals, from entering Mexico to the United States. In addition to stopping all payments to these countries, which seem to have almost no control over their population, I must, in the strongest of terms, ask Mexico to stop this onslaught, and if unable to do so, I will call up the U.S. military and close our southern border. The president went on, the assault on our country at our southern border, including the criminal elements and drugs pouring in, is far more important to me as president than trade or the USMCA. That's the new trade deal that's been negotiated with Mexico, Canada, and the United States. Hopefully Mexico will stop this onslaught at their northern border. All Democrats fought for weak laws. Again, those are the president's remarks on the migrant caravan of Central American migrants trying to reach the United States. Some are reading the tweets as a threat to revamp the trade deal with Mexico and Canada. The president did not detail his military threat. Earlier this year, some National Guard members were deployed to the border on a limited mission that does not include contact with migrants, according to the Associated Press. More than 2,000 Hondurans are in a migrant caravan trying to reach the United States. Mexico's government says migrants with proper documents can enter, and those who don't either have to apply for refugee status or face deportation. Certainly there will be more to come on that front today. We'll have more reaction to the president's remarks there. Take one more look at Market Street. You're looking at the 300 and 200 blocks there of Market Street in Philadelphia outside our Fox 29 studios. Off to a nice start, if a little bit chilly. 46 degrees. Humidity is way down. We had a string of days earlier this month and in September where dew points were up in the 60, 70 degree range. Highly uncomfortable. Things are feeling much cooler now. Wind out of northwest at 18 miles per hour. Showed you the stock market earlier. It was down a bit. It's the early session lows as we looked at it. Right now it's at about 58 points down. Less than a quarter of a percentage point at this point. Dow Jones Industrial at 25,645. So the stock market had a very good day yesterday, making up for some of the losses from earlier in last week, actually. I want to thank you very much for joining us today for Fox 29 News Now. Had that news conference about the murder of a 1-year-old girl and arrest in that case. Brought that to you live from the Philadelphia Police Department. A few other stories. Trying to hold out for another one that we thought was coming in, but it's not quite here yet. So thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you on Friday.